So I really hate the new YouTube live studio because you really don't know when it's actually starting your live show. And sometimes it starts recording you before you're even ready, before I even click live start show. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? Tim here for Pro Wrestling Unlimited to talk about tonight's Friday night Smackdown. Don't have Nick with me. Nick has got some issues with his computer going on, so hey, it's all good. Yeah, look, it took 30 seconds before it even played the intro. What kind of bullshit is that? YouTube need to get this stuff fixed because I don't even know. Anyways, going on, everybody? Here to talk about Friday Night Smackdown. Was an interesting show. Got some news coming in and out of this show. But for that, let's see who is here with us talking in the live chat. We do have Sinclair Saturday. We've got Fully Clutch, Oscar Josu. I hope I said that right. Josu. Steven Beach City Gamer, Kristen McNutt. We've got Timmy Hayes. We've also got George John Cox. And so many more of you. Chris McNutt has a question here in the live chat that I want to address really fast. It says, Tim, I thought Dana Brooke, The Miz, in quarantine in California, and Carmella Corey. So things have changed. I mean, it's obvious. Miz was never put in quarantine. He was just sent home from the SmackDown tapings over a week ago. And then he was allowed to come back this week. I mean, everything that they did at the PC for tonight's SmackDown was done today. It wasn't live, but it was done today. People flew in last night, this morning, whenever. As far as Dana Brooke goes, they sent her home like 2 weeks ago. The rule is you quarantine yourself for 14 days. That's 2 weeks. She good. As far as Corey Graves and Carmella, well, they finally felt that it was safe for them to come. They quarantined themselves in their home for 2 weeks and now have come to Orlando. Things have changed. People felt like it's a little safer to travel now, and that's what we're doing. Not really anything to conspire about or think this super inconspicuous or anything like that. It's just last time anybody was at the PC was well over a week and a half ago. So, just saying. But with that, time to talk about tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. The show kicked off with the new Universal Champion, Braun Strowman. Strowman came down to the ring, and they recapped his match at WrestleMania 36 with Bill Goldberg. Strowman said that there's an old saying, when opportunity knocks, you better open the door. He noted he took everything that Goldberg dished out. He refused to stay down and put down Goldberg for good. Strowman then pointed out that it's the greatest moment of his career. Well, yeah, no duh. Strowman said, oh, no. Nakamura's music would then hit. Nakamura made his way down to the ring. He said that he's knocking on this door, so to speak. Nakamura mocked Strowman. Strowman said that he's heard enough and promised Nakamura he's going to get these hands tonight. Suddenly, Cesaro would appear behind Strowman. Strowman pushed Cesaro out of the ring, but Nakamura then rocked him with a kick to the head. The kick hurt Strowman, but only put him down to one knee, didn't actually take him out or anything. Ashton Tyler? No, but I'll talk about that later. So, they then recapped Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeating the Kabuki Warriors for the SmackDown the Women's Tag Team Championships. And then, well, they defended them titles tonight in a rematch. Michael Cole called Nikki Cross's WrestleMania performance a career-defining moment. I guess. Was it? Because it was Nikki Cross's first WrestleMania, and she won a championship. So, as of right now, that is the best she's ever done in her career, winning a title at a WrestleMania. So with that, immediately, Sane jumped Bliss to gain the advantage. The heels isolated Bliss in their corner and cut her off from Cross. Sane and Bliss exchanged hard shots in the middle of the ring. Sane got the better of Bliss and tagged in Asuka. Bliss then nailed Sane with a sliding drop kick. Asuka then rocked Bliss with a hip attack and jumped on the commentary table. Cross and Asuka screamed at each other. Bliss pulled Asuka off the announce desk, and Cross hit a flying crossbody onto Asuka off the table, and she thought she was goddamn ODB, popping herself in the boobs, just sitting there, ha, 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 ha. Like, you think you are ODB? No. There's only ever one ODB, and there will never be another. Trust me. I know someone's going to come in the comments and go, well, this isn't the first time Nikki Cross has done that. No, it's not. But it was the most, aggressive she's ever done it, which really gave me ODB vibes. So going forward, back from a commercial break, Asuka was firmly in control as she beat down Cross. The heels isolated Cross on their side of the ring. Cross rolled up Sane for a near fall and attempted to tag, but Sane cut her off. Cross knocked Sane off the apron and rolled up Asuka for a near fall. Asuka attempted a German suplex, but Cross reversed it into a bulldog. Bliss got the hot tag and ran wild. She missed a moonsault, and Sane hit a spear for a very close near fall. Bliss and Cross went for a double team move, but Asuka rocked Bliss with a kick. Asuka and Sane hit power bombs and a powerbomb forearm combo. Asuka locked in an armbar, but Bliss broke it up. Sane went for the back fist, but Bliss ducked and hit a DDT. Asuka pulled Sane out of the ring, and then she rocked Cross with a knee. Bliss will then hit a Twisted Bliss to the floor, wiping out all the heels. Bliss attempted Twisted Bliss in the ring, but Sane rolled out of the way. Cross then made the blind tag, and Bliss rocked Sane with a right hand. Cross then hit a neck breaker for the victory. I forgot to also state that Corey Graves was on commentary tonight. Corey Brown, Nick is not here because he's actually having some computer issues. Roman Molinar says, who was ODB? Just Google ODB TNA. That's all you got to do, brother. That's all you got to do. So Michael Cole, after this match, after Bliss and Cross successfully defended their titles, let us know that later on tonight, Braun Strowman will be taking on Nakamura, non-title match. Elias then performed a song off of the perch in the Performance Center. He said that's where the King injured him by pushing him off. He talked about defeating Corbin at WrestleMania. Elias then sang a song about beating Corbin and making his return. He said winning Money in the Bank is the next challenge. But actually, his next challenge would have to be winning a qualifying match because we're getting qualifying matches starting next week. Tucker then interrupted. Oh, nope. I just skipped the whole thing. So then they recapped the Otis, Mandy, Sonya, Ziggler angle from WrestleMania. Michael Cole said that Otis is an inspiration, and Corey Graves was disgusted by that line. Dolph Ziggler and Sonya Deville made their way down to the announce desk. They yelled at Cole and Graves. Deville called Mandy her friend, and Ziggler said they just want what's best for Mandy. Tucker would then interrupt. He would say that he's getting his revenge on Dolph for last week. He also stated that he's got some pictures. Oh, wait. Nick's a computer fix. Nick, you jumping in? Let me know. I got it open. Just call whenever you're ready. So where was I? Tucker showing pictures of Mandy and Otis working out. Mandy's got a weight. Otis has got bananas. He's like, yeah, Otis needs his potassium. I'm like, cool. So then they stated that we're getting Dolph versus Otis, or Dolph versus Tucker after the break. So they did announce, as they went to commercial, that in 2 weeks' time, we will be getting a Triple H 25th anniversary special on Smackdown. But they really didn't tell us what that is. Whether there's just going to be like one big video package, whether the show's going to just air random Triple H video packages throughout, or if the whole show is going to be dedicated to Triple H with like people talking about his career, or Triple H being on. Well, I assume Triple H will be on the show, but I meant like Triple H tribute matches from current wrestlers and whatnot. We'll see. We didn't get much information other than in 2 weeks' time, it'll be the Triple H 25th anniversary special. Going forward, we did get Dolph versus Tucker. DeVille distracted Tucker to give Ziggler an early advantage. Tucker fought back and whipped Ziggler into the steps at ringside. DeVille distracted the referee, and Ziggler stuck his thumb in Tucker's eyes. Ziggler charged at Tucker, but Tucker caught Ziggler. Tucker then slammed Ziggler on the announce desk. Back in the ring, Tucker hit a massive power slam for a close near fall. He followed this up with a crossbody off the second turnbuckle for another close near fall. Tucker then missed a charge into the corner and went shoulder first into the ring post, with Ziggler getting the advantage, hitting a super kick and pinning Tucker to pick up the victory. They then showed, after this, the closing moments of the ladder match from WrestleMania, with John Morrison coming out victorious. We then got a new edition of the Dirt Sheet with Miz and Morrison. So Miz and Morrison come out for this segment here. Still, your WWE Tag Team Champions. Miz noted that they retained the titles at WrestleMania 36 in a ladder match. Morrison pointed out that he won the ladder match and is the first person to retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships by himself. Miz then stated that he's the first person to successfully defend the SmackDown Tag Team Championships from his couch. And I go, bravo, Miz. Nice little heel line there. Miz and Morrison then ran down the WrestleMania card. They talked about the Boneyard match. Morrison said the ending of the match is like a nightmare he has every time he competes. They showed the end of the match and Styles. They showed the end of the match and Styles begging Undertaker not to bury him. Miz and Morrison started performing their rap song, Hey, Hey, Ho, Ho, Miz and Morrison, Hey, Hey, Ho, Ho, before they were interrupted by the Usos. The Usos came out and basically stated that, hey, we should get another shot at them titles. And the heels actually had, I guess you could say, logic when they said, wait, you already got a shot and you lost. And I was like thinking the same thing. I'm like, what are we doing here? But then the New Day would come out and be like, no. We should be getting a shot. And Miz was like, I'm not cleared to compete. You guys all hurt me last week, so I can't go. And Kofi goes on this rant about talking with WWE management and Fox management and Martha Stewart and all these others on a Zoom call. And, oh, yeah, they were told Miz is cleared. And next week, on Friday Night SmackDown, we will be getting a three-man triple threat match with the SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line. It'll be the three men that didn't compete at WrestleMania: The Miz, Big E, and Jimmy Uso. So we will be getting a SmackDown Tag Team title match next week. Where was I? Sorry, I had something on my phone I had to address. We then learned that my bad. I have this all mixed up. We then learned the Forgotten Sons have been called up to the main roster and are now part of the SmackDown brand, and they will be competing after the break. We come back, and Michael Cole noted that usually after WrestleMania, NXT superstars debut on either Raw or SmackDown, and this was just the latest of those debuts. We had the Lucha House Party come out to take on the Forgotten Sons, Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake. I still don't get why Jackson Riker just sits on the outside as the extra guy. He's the best wrestler of the three, god damn it. I don't know. So Steve Cutler started this off with Lince Dorado and he backed him into the corner. The Lucha House Party briefly took over on Wesley Blake. Dorado hit a crossbody for a close near fall. The heels regained control and isolated Dorado in their corner. Blake then slowed down the pace with a chin lock. Dorado fought back and hit a handspring stunner on Cutler. him. Grand Metalik then got the tag and ran wild. He hit a crossbody block onto the heels and followed up with the springboard elbow. Blake hit a huge clothesline to regain control. They then hit an inverted DDT and a foot stomp for the victory. So the Forgotten Sons picking up a victory here. We see it all the time. Somebody comes up from NXT. They then, get not even a push, couple victories, and then they're gone. And the Forgotten Sons are going to live up to their moniker because they're really going to be forgotten on the main roster. More than they were forgotten in NXT. So in the back, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are celebrating retaining their titles. Dana Brooke and Carmella approach them and congratulate the new champions. Brooke and Carmella then request a shot at the titles. Bliss, she wasn't really sure of it. Bliss and Cross talked about it, and Cross said yes, before Bliss could even agree, though. So I don't know when this match is taking place. Not next week, though, because we did learn that next week, Dana Brooke will be taking on Naomi in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. So this match will not be next week. Probably be in 2 weeks or so. Maybe. I'm just speculating. So then, SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley comes out with Sasha Banks. Bayley noted that 2 weeks ago, Paige tried to ruin her with her WrestleMania match that she had set up and ruin the friendship between her and the boss. Bayley said that didn't happen because she's the best. She corrected herself and said, we're the best. Banks then noted that there's nobody that can defeat them from the past or the present, and then, Tamina's music hits. Tamina made her way down to the ring, and Bayley was scared but happy to see her. Tamina noted that it took all the women in that match to defeat her, to eliminate her at WrestleMania. Tamina demanded that she gets a title shot against Bayley, and Bayley said, you're going to have to earn it. So Bayley said, you know what? If you can defeat the best, Sasha Banks, then I'll give you a shot. And Sasha's got a look on her face like, dude, what? You said what? I have to what? You're making me do what, girlfriend? Sasha did not look happy about this. And for anybody that says, oh, look, Tamina's going to get a title shot. Tamina's getting a push. No, she isn't. Tamina may beat Sasha because something nefarious may happen. But in the end, all this is a stopgap leading up to Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Something's going to happen probably next week where Tamina wins because Bayley fucks up. Sasha gets beat. Then Sasha still shows her loyalty in helping Bayley successfully defend against Tamina. This is just me fantasy booking. And then Sasha says, well, hey, I've helped you successfully defend that title at least 2 times now. How about I get a shot at that belt? You versus me. That's just how I'm fantasy booking it. So we'll see. Manny Smith, no. Ember Moon still is not cleared to compete. She got that Achilles injury. That's a no-joke injury. No joke. So with that, next week, Tamina will be taking on Sasha Banks. We then got a squash match with Sheamus defeating Cal Bloom. What do I got to say? Sheamus kicked him in the face and pinned him. Mike Cole and Corey Graves then turned their attention to Jeff Hardy, who's been making his return. Well, he wrestled a month ago. Sheamus then walked by the table and just looked at Cole and Graves like, oh, you're just going to talk about that guy now? They had a clip called Jeff Hardy, Chapter 1, The Rise. Looks like it is going to be for an upcoming possible WWE 24 special because they had the WWE 24 logo in the corner. They looked back on Jeff's career, talked about his childhood, talked about his kids, him wrestling on trampolines growing up. His daughter's now wrestling on trampolines and whatnot. And it was an interesting little video. Talked about when he first came into the company, how they became popular superstars and people started dressing like them and they became influencers and this and that. So then we had our main event. Main event was Universal Champion Braun Strowman taking on the man that he took the Intercontinental Championship from not too long ago in Shinsuke Nakamura. Before we tell you about that, we have to tell you about our sponsor for this week's video. And our sponsor this week, well, it's Manscaped. Support for Manscaped is brought to you, or support for PW Unlimited, is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineering tools for your family jewels. Have you ever just looked down there and go, man, I wish it looked bigger. Man, I wish it didn't look so shrubby. Well, that's where Manscaped can help you out. Because when you trim your balls, ladies and gentlemen, not only does it feel better, but it looks better too. And that's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. The third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents. Millions of balls are about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology. Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past. When I tell you this is premium, I mean this is premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes so you can take a longer shave. One of the coolest features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer and more precise trimming. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology. And, well, let's not forget about that charging stand. Show your mower off loud and proud because the intelligent design is convenient charging. Sorry about that, folks. The intelligent designed stand is convenient and it has a charging dock powered by USB. If you are listening to me speak right now, I want you to experience it firsthand for yourself. Trim your junk. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use the code PW Unlimited at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. And not only do men have to purchase this, I'm just saying, not only do the men have to purchase this, but women. If you ever thought that your man needed a little help down there, needed to clean himself up, you can always get this for him for Valentine's Day, for birthdays. Hell, get it for him for Easter and put it in his stocking. I know it's a little too late now, but you could have got it for him for Easter, and all you got to do is use code PW Unlimited to get 20% off and free shipping. So now, got the main event. It was Shinsuke Nakamura against the Universal Champion Braun Strowman in a non-title match. So Strowman had the early advantage here as he booted Nakamura right in the chest. He backed Nakamura into the corner and was firmly in control. Cesaro distracted Strowman and Nakamura briefly had the advantage. Strowman fought back and dropped Nakamura on the barricade at ringside. Back from the break, Strowman was still firmly in control. He hit a splash in the corner and went for the power slam. Nakamura slipped out the back. Cesaro hit an uppercut behind the referee's back, and Nakamura hit a knee for a near fall. Strowman fought back and hit a side slam. Cesaro jumped on the apron, but Strowman knocked him off. Strowman ran around ringside and knocked down Nakamura and Cesaro. As Strowman entered the ring, Nakamura hit a knee to take back control. Nakamura went for the Kinshasa, but Strowman countered into a power slam and pinned him, picking up the victory, I guess. I, for some reason, had it written here as retain the title, but it wasn't a title match. So afterwards, Strowman's celebrating when all of a sudden, we're really glad that you're our friends. This is the something never ever ends. I always forget that one part. But the Firefly Funhouse interrupts. We got Bray Wyatt, and he says he has to rewrite his history against John Cena. Wyatt congratulated Strowman on winning the Universal title. The Lantern then started whispering for some reason. Wyatt had some flashbacks of Strowman as a member of the Wyatt family. Wyatt wondered if he should forgive Strowman for ever leaving the family. Strowman noted that he doesn't have time for these games, which is weird because of what he said later. Wyatt said that he wants something back, and now that something is on Strowman's shoulder. I love this line. He said, I brought you into this world, and now I have to take you out. I like that line. Wyatt said goodbye to Strowman. Strowman then, on the mic then says, well, you know what? Whenever you want, I'll let him in. So Braun just first said, I don't have time for you, but then said, I got time for you whenever you want. Like, what the fuck? That made no sense. Strowman then had a big smile on his face as he said bye to Bray Wyatt. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Friday Night SmackDown went off the air. It looks like Braun Strowman's first actual, I guess you could say, program as Universal Champion will be with Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. And I just hope that, that Bray Wyatt doesn't defeat Braun Strowman to get the belt. I don't want to see it. I really, really don't. But we'll see how it all goes. I don't know exactly when this feud's going to kick off. I don't know when they're going to start all their stuff and whatnot. But, hey, we'll see how it goes. We will see for sure. With that was Friday Night SmackDown. Thank you, Oscar, for the Super Chat donation. I do really appreciate that. But with that, again, guys, that was Friday Night SmackDown tonight on Fox. And, well, we've got some news coming out of this show. So today's show was a pre-taped show. They taped it earlier in the day, also with 205 Live. Now, according to Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet, he does state that after they finished the tapings, something happened and Vince goes, nope, these shows need to be live. Starting Monday and going forward, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Raw, NXT, SmackDown will all be live from the WWE Performance Center. I don't know what triggered in Vince's mind after filming today's stuff where he thought that that was the right decision. I think that it was the smart decision to film a month of content and then come back for the May 10th pay-per-view. But that's not what Vince wants. Vince is going to run everything live going forward for as long as he can, and we'll see what that leads to. But as of right now, Raw this week, Raw next Monday, NXT next Wednesday, and SmackDown next Friday are all going to be live shows from the WWE Performance Center. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here tonight to talk about Friday Night SmackDown. We'll be live again this coming Monday for the Monday Night Raw review. You can follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. We're also on Instagram. Just search for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And you can follow me everywhere, basically, at Timmy Buddy on Twitter, on Twitch, and so much more. With that, thank you guys, and have a great night.